Hey everyone, thank you for listening to this financial update at the Grove Church. We're going to be trying to do these through video every month to help people stay informed about what's going on at their church and the needs and the challenges that we have without taking away that precious time that we have on Sunday mornings for worship, learning, and connection. And in August, we kind of gave an update talking about how we were having a bit of some challenge with our giving. And I also mentioned kind of in passing about that we're in a transition with this building. And even in saying that, I realize some people may not be fully up to speed on that. So let me just kind of catch you up real quick. We signed a lease about 2 years ago on this space, and immediately after the building sold. And our new landlord made it very clear to me that he did not think that that was a fair lease for him. And as soon as he got the opportunity, he feels like he could rent this space for twice what we're paying. And so he made it very clear that at the end of our lease, he wants us out unless we're willing to pay twice what we're paying right now, which is not reasonable for the space that we have. And so we signed a 5-year lease with a 3-year extension. And so we're 2 years into that. So we have at most 6 years here left in this building. And so what we need to be doing is positioning ourselves for what God has for us in the future. And we've got a lot of potential options that are available to us. Everything from buying an existing building to buying a piece of property and building, finding another place to lease. We have lots of options, but we're waiting to kind of see. We're taking steps forward, exploring what's out there. But one of the things that we know to get us to where we need to go is we need to solidify our finances. And so we put a budget together this year of $17,500 a week, which is about $900,000 a year. And for a church our size, that is a very reasonable amount. And we've done a really good job over the years of having a really good, streamlined, maybe frugal's too strong of a word, but just being really strategic with our money. And we have always wanted to run things on as tight a budget as we can. But this one is a bit of a stretch budget. In fact, 6% of it, about $50,000+, we've got designated towards savings, and 10%, $90,000, as always, is going towards giving. And we know it's a bit of a stretch, but we really believe that if we can start to hit this number on a regular basis, that we are going to be financially positioned to be able to make whatever move God has for us next. And so what we're really doing is asking people to lock arms with us and kind of help us hit this goal. And I know that that's kind of a difficult fundraising ask. If I were asking for a very specific amount of money that had some kind of heartstring attached to it, like something for our kids, something for our youth group, hey, we need $10,000 for this. But to say that we need kind of this general amount of money for an unknown future lacks some of that, the power behind it. But I want you to feel the vision. We are at an unknown point. We are at a critical junction. And in order to get to what God has for us next, to continue to multiply the impact that we're having in our church, our community, and our world, we need to right some things financially. And our giving right now, we've kind of had this 10% increase in our budget, at the same time experiencing a 10% downturn in our giving. And I understand that one of the big reasons for that is just kind of a lot of uncertainty in the economy. That's just what's happening right now. And churches and nonprofits all over are feeling this. It's just kind of one of the first things that people will let go of when money starts to be tight. You're feeling inflationary pressure. We're feeling inflationary pressure as we're trying to honor our staff that are experiencing that, as we're having to pay more for utilities, paying more for food and those kinds of things. We're feeling it, and we know that you're feeling it too. And so what I'm asking you to do is to not take that step back, to not take a step away from giving, but to take a step of faith towards God, to take a step towards investing in the church and the community that you're a part of, that then can have a multiplying impact in the world. And so right now we are experiencing a bit of a cash flow issue. We're about 9 weeks in. We're experiencing some cash flow things that are making us having to cut back on things more than we would like. It's making us having to turn down some organizations that are asking for a little one-time help that normally we'd be able to say yes to, but right now we're having to defer that. And so because of that, I don't love that. I love for us, and what we've always been as a church that is able to say yes when organizations like The Call or missionaries that we support, when they need a little one-time extra help for us to be able to say yes. And so in order for us to get back to that place, we're going to have to kind of remedy some of these cash flow issues that we're having. And so that's going to call for kind of some steps forward from some of us. Some of us who have not yet kind of taken that first step to kind of give regularly at the Grove, we need you to do that. Some of you are needing to take the step from kind of sporadic to giver to kind of regular giver, to become tithers. And I know that some of you out there are kind of people who more think in terms of larger one-time annual, semi-annual gifts. And maybe you've got some questions. There's lots of different ways that people can kind of step in and help in this situation. And what I want to make very clear is that if you have any questions, if there's anything that is causing you hesitancy, or there's more information that you would like to have, if you'd like to kind of look behind the scenes a little bit more, the way that our finances work, the way our budget is allocated, I would love to be able to answer those questions for you. Because I do believe that an investment into the Grove is a very strategic investment, not only for what you're experiencing personally through our church on Sundays and throughout the week, but also an investment in our community and bringing Jesus to the whole world. And so if there's any questions or anything that I could do to help you better, more fully understand it, email me, charlie@thegrovechurch.org, and I would love to spend some time connecting with you. But let me just try to break this down real quick, just kind of in a real simple way. If 100 people, and about 100 people listened to the last video, and if 100 people made a decision to give $100 a month more than what they were, that's an extra $10,000 a month. And with that and what the strategic one-time gifts that we get and some other fundraising that we do throughout the year, that would just about put us where we need to go. So we're not looking for a whole lot of people to give $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 gifts, but for all of us to make one step forward. For some of you, that seems like a lot. For some of you, that's not very much. But I would just ask you to prayerfully consider a strategic investment, one step forward in your investment and your partnership with us here at the Grove. Because I believe that we are strategically placed to do awesome things in our community. We've become an incredible haven for people who are lost, people who are struggling, people who have been hurt, and are looking for a fresh start with Jesus. And we're also an incredibly young church, a church that is attracting young people in a way that typically churches aren't doing. And so we have a strategic opportunity in our church, and we're also heavily invested in our community and heavily invested in missions work around the world. And so I ask you, whether you're new or you've been here for a long time, to prayerfully consider taking a next step of partnership. And again, if you have any questions, concerns, or would love to get any more information about this, please let me know. charlie@thegrovechurch.org. Would love to connect with you as we partner together to reach people in our community and create a place where we can love God, love people, make disciples of a community of people where they can genuinely belong. Again, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.